Hey, help support the show by joining the Patreon or becoming a YouTube member. Also hit that like button to subscribe if you want more Cavs-focused content.
I think I got my swagger back.
I think I'm going to start a petition, and if you want to sign this petition, please do so in the comment section. But I'm going to start a petition to demand that all Cavs games that start after a 8:30 p.m. tip be deemed non-canon, because what we saw today at a regular start time for the Cavs for a basketball game was more in line with what we've seen with the Cavs the entire season. Now, albeit it's the Utah Jazz, they have 16 wins, we have 14 losses, right? We're a significantly better team than the Utah Jazz. We should beat the Utah Jazz under any circumstances. But the way this Cavs team has been playing, they've dropped some games to some teams that they're better than. So it wasn't a guarantee coming in that they would play like this, especially when they still shot 22% from three. But the Cavs are able to beat the Utah Jazz by what I have to project would be about 6 Tristan Thompson minutes. He actually did not check in, or at least by the time I was recording this video, he hasn't checked in to the game yet, but about 6 Tristan Thompson minutes here. I think the Cavs were up by. That's when Ty Jerome and DeAndre Hunter left the court. And the Cavs now get that elusive 57th win, which ties them on a win perspective with the championship 2016 Cavaliers. So now this team has just as many teams as the best Cavs team of the second run of LeBron James in Cleveland. I believe it is now tied for the 4th or 5th best record in Cavaliers history. I think the prime Mark Price Cavs got about 57 wins that year too. So this Cavs team is still on pace to make some history here with the Cleveland Cavaliers. We talked about this losing streak and the reasons it might be happening for a little while now. And there's a lot of different theories you could throw in there. Maybe the Cavs are just tired. You know, they did come out pretty aggressive after the All-Star break to try to prove a point. And, you know, eventually you're going to have a bit of a letdown. Maybe this could be just the Cavs reacting to the natural ebb and flows of the season. Maybe it's the West Coast trip. Not only are you on a trip where you're away from home because of the NCAA tournament, but you're away from home and on the West Coast and playing 10 o'clock tip-offs, right? So maybe that factored in it, right? And you look at the Cavs during this win streak, a lot of odd start times, right? 1 o'clock on a Sunday, that's a notoriously bad start time for a basketball team. 10 p.m., and then today they got like a 2:30 start because it was Mountain Time, not West Coast time. And then they're back to a 10 o'clock start. Just coincides with this being a bad shooting stretch. And from what NBA players tend to say, or at least former NBA players tend to say, those are the kind of games that will make your jumper look bad, right? When you're playing these games on off times. And look, the Cavs are going through the worst shooting slump during that period of time. I don't think these start times are not a part of why they have looked the way they have. Another reason why they've looked the way they've have is I think there's been some a lack of mental focus at times, letting guys like Kevin Durant easily get to spots. You're defending them. You're displaying a lot of effort, but you're still not being proactive and not letting Kevin get to certain spots. And then you let guys like that get hot. There's nothing you could do about it, right? So all of that stuff is why I think the Cavs were on this end of a losing streak for the first time all season. That being said, they get win number 57 today. They beat the Utah Jazz by 6 Tristan Thompson minutes, or projected Tristan Thompson minutes. And they did it while shooting 23% from three, which is a nice thing to see them do, which is adjust to these three-point shots not dropping, right? I thought Darius Garland probably did the best job of this, where he realized the shot wasn't dropping, and then he just kind of went inside. Still only got 12 and 16 from DG and Donovan Mitchell. Thought Evan had a pretty strong day. Would have been much stronger if we needed him in the second half of this game. Jarrett Allen was the high man. And it makes sense in a game where you're missing a lot of shots. Jarrett's probably going to get a lot of second chance putback opportunities. He got 18 and 6. The rebound numbers have been low for Jarrett recently. I would love to see him get back to that double-double, easy 10-12 rebound guy. But since the the Clippers game, his rebound numbers have been uncharacteristically low for him. You got some good performances off the bench from DeAndre Hunter. He was 2 of 6 from 3, 5 of 10 from the field. Ty Jerome, I thought he was on fire. He could have probably scored way more than he did, but he was 3 of 4 from 3. Just didn't put up that many shots, only had 12 points. But I really thought if the Cavs really needed Ty, he could have gave you a lot more. And you didn't really withstand anything from Utah. Utah's not that good. I think their best score is probably what? So the Cavs losing streak is over now, right? We've gone through this period. People have had all kind of hot takes and opinions. It's so interesting when it comes to the Cavs when the regular season matters to some people, right? Because if the Cavs do something good, regular season doesn't matter. If the Cavs do something bad, all of a sudden this regular season performance is now a direct mirror into the flaws that the Cavaliers have on their team, right? And this is why I think just wait till the playoffs, kind of like a mindset about basketball, especially the NBA. It's such a stupid way to go about talking about the game of basketball or any sport. Like, could you imagine if we just didn't care about the regular season in the NFL and, the Eagles were like 14-2 and we were like, well, we got to see it in the playoffs. They lost 2 games, man. Like, that's what they're going to lose that way. It doesn't. You got to just take things for what they are, because the only sample of the 2024-25 Cavs we have right now are the sample of games that they played this season. I think a lot of overreacting happened with this team when it comes to how people responded to the Cavs dropping a few games here and there. It tended to get a little ridiculous. I think the Cavs are going to end this game with like a 29-point lead, so it looks like the Tristan Thompson. Oh, Tristan put 3 minutes in. We got 3 Tristan Thompson minutes. I'm going to say that's an adjusted 6 Tristan Thompson minutes still. But yeah, that's something that has bothered me about this stretch. I think people also act blind to context with the Cavs sometimes. Boston gets all the context in the world around their losses, right? I remember when Boston went on a losing streak earlier this season, it was the right take, right? But I would go on ESPN, they're on a losing streak, and most people would understand. Yeah, it's dog days in the NBA season. Boston doesn't really have their foot on the gas. They're just trying to get to the playoffs, right? And nobody would be making these big sweeping statements about the Boston Celtics because most people understood, there's context around why they're losing. It's not really that big of a deal. Let the Cavs go on that same losing streak and oh my God, right? Like it ends up being the biggest deal in the world. There's no context thrown around it. Why are the Cavs shooting so poorly? Are they finally cooling off? It's like, no, man, it's a 1 o'clock start and 3 10 o'clock starts. And then you get another 1 o'clock start, and then you get another 10 o'clock start. Like, this is a stretch that most teams would shoot poorly in because of the structure of it. It's just a unfortunate structure of a road trip, especially when you're going out west. You're flying every night. You're not really staying in the same state. If you are, you're going to vastly different regions of the state. It's a tough road trip logistically. Nobody's making that point nationally, right? You got to go to somewhere like here to make that point in defense of the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? And it seems like most people, or at least some people who cover this sport nationally, want to look for any reason to discount the Cavaliers. So if the Cavs do anything bad, right, despite the fact they only got 14 losses on the season, they do anything bad, they go, oh, see, that's what I'm talking about, right? Even if what they talking about don't make no damn sense. We had that video I put up about Jeff Teague and his podcast people talking about how this is proof that the Cavs can't win games unless they get 50 points combined from the backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, when this basketball team has been doing that, winning games without these guys scoring 50 points combined all season. This is the best offense in basketball, and these guys aren't averaging 26 apiece. So where does that take even come from, right? But this is how lazy some people are about the Cavs, and how much people just want to talk about that old thing or the Boston Celtics or whatever it is, that they're just willing to, point and nitpick anything the Cavs do. And maybe that's the price of being great like the Cavs have been this season, that you get nitpicked a little bit more. But I would also think part of the benefit of being a great team like the Cavs have been this season is that you get a little bit more benefit of the doubt, right? And they're not getting benefit of the doubt at the level that they should get the benefit of the doubt. Nobody's saying you can't criticize the Cavs. Nobody's saying you can't be a non-believer in the Cavs, right? Nobody's trying to police any of that. But when you do see a 56-14 team lose a couple of games, they should get the same benefit of the doubt any other team in that position gets, But there's an eagerness out there, right, to see the Cavs not be for real, because people just didn't believe in them before the season. Maybe they had some hot takes, and now these takes are being proven to be wrong, and people want to be right more than they want, other things for the Cavs. So, yeah, it's a weird place to be, but I think this is a positive sign. We saw the Cavs get that effort up, right? Get that focus back defensively, not let guys get to their spots and all of that. Now, again, Utah, very easy team to defend. Not a lot of offensive firepower going, and they had a horrible night from the floor. They shot 36%. So, I don't think this was a perfectly played game by the Cavs, but I thought this was more up to the standard than any of the games they played in the last 3 times on this West Coast trip. Let's hope they can keep that up versus Portland, and if the Cavs can lock up a couple of games here, they'll be able to lock up the 1 seed pretty soon. Let's look at how long they have to do it. All right, so right now the Cavs are 6.5 games ahead of the Celtics, 6 or 7.5 games ahead of the Celtics, and they need 7 more wins to clinch the 1 seed. You do some quick math there. That means that the Cavs get to 64 wins. They clinch is it 64 or 65? Somebody correct me in the comment section down below. I'm trying to do this off the top of my head while recording. But 64, 65 wins, you clinch the East. Now, they did have an opportunity to make some ground here, right? Because on paper, this West Coast trip did have some winnable games in there. But, you're going to have to make up that ground now, late March, early April. But that's fine. With this win, though, the Cavs have been able to lock up a top 2 seed, so they'll be either the 1 seed or the 2 seed for the rest of the season. We'll see how Boston finishes out the year, but the Cavs, 57 wins. That ties the number that they had with the 2016 Cavs, and I believe the Mark Price Cavs also had the same amount of wins in somewhere in the 90s. So Cavs in good company right now with the record. They have a lot of opportunities to increase upon that record and hopefully clinch a 1 seed sooner than later. But that's it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.